Mobilizing voters in any election cycle is strategic when you have those that are committed to the electoral process. In Nigeria today, the most committed people to elections in this country are farmers. Yes, the INEC database came out and said students, then farmers, and then market women and the rest. But I can assure you, majority of those students are actually farmers. Majority of the market women are also farmers. And what we have done at the AGRO Commodities Directorate, the data that is primarily powered by the Asiwaju Farmers Forum and all others AGRO Commodities Group and Directorate across the country, is to mobilize farmers with a purpose, with a cause, with an option to understand what really matters. So as at 23rd of January, you can scroll up the data, the Agro Commodities, the Asiwaju Farmers Forum, Agro Commodities groups across the country have been able to mobilize 201,735. Now, this data is documented at the Agro Commodities Workstation that also acts as the Asiwaju Farmers Forum Workstation in Mabuchi, Abuja, where we have over 10 staff who every single day are able to upload this data, mine this data, call these lead mobilizers. These are lead mobilizers. You know what lead mobilizers are? They are people whose business is to go out and get the voters. We call them get out the vote warriors. People who are in the field, who are in every rural community in Nigeria, people who are in every social structure in this country, people who understand agriculture. You see, agriculture must stop being something you put in the classroom where professors begin to tell you of what is possible without actually being in the field. I often tell people that if I know what I know now about agriculture then, I probably wouldn't have been a farmer, because agriculture is insane. Without government involvement, it cannot work. And that is why Asiwaju's position on Agbado evolution, Asiwaju's position on what we call a revolution in the Nigerian state from rural Nigeria becomes vital in the growth of the Nigerian nation. And farmers understand that. Now, every one of these 201,735 farmers is expected to mobilize 25 voters to the poll on election day. You don't want to ask me how we're able to do it. See, we don't buy votes. The Asiwaju Manifesto on Agriculture is a vote buyer on its own. You know what it does? It speaks to the need of the farmer. It speaks to their challenges. It speaks to their interests. It speaks to their desire for a nation to work. And that is how we mobilize 25 voters per person. So currently, with what we have now, we are able to document 5 million voters. You can discount this. You can actually increase it by 10 or 20%, or you can discount it by 10 or 20%. You already have between 3 to 7.5 million voters on the deck. Now let us scroll up and then give you an idea of what we hope to achieve by October. Sorry, October, kill them there. I'm not going to use what is this man's name? October. They talk about October here. By February 25th, before February 25th, by February 20th, we expect that over 500,000 leaders and farmers mobilizers in rural and grassroots, rural Nigeria, suburban Nigeria, we expect them to give us at least 500, we expect about 500,000 people who are going to make this happen. You know what that is going to give to you? About 12 million voters. You know how that is possible? Because by the time you have 500,000 of them, 500,000 from Man, from Rifan, from Ginger Association, from Wheat Association, not just from potato, from granules, from cotton, from all of the agricultural associations in this country who believe in one vision. And what is the vision? Anybody can wake up and tell you that agriculture is not working in Nigeria. Ask them, say, what did they do in their own state? Today we have lake rice. Today we have immortal rice. Today we have Lagos that people say, oh, it's not developing as fast enough. Bros, tell me your region, your state, how fast have they developed? The whole of the South and the Southeast have been under the PDP forever. What have they done? I wish to have a Lagos that becomes the template for building Nigeria, than having Nigeria that looks towards the South and the Southeast. Asiwaju Bola and Tinubu has built foundation, men, capacity, resources, and opportunities. And those opportunities is what the farmers in this country want to tap into. So we're looking at 500,000 lead farmers mobilizers in rural Nigeria, who are not sitting in Abuja or Lagos, who are not using smartphone to tell you about that how this economy is bad, who are in the farms, providing food so that you and I can be fed, so that our nation can be a nation that is growing from within with opportunities in Nigeria for the greater good of all Nigerians. So 500 of them are cutting across all agricultural commodity associations, all groups, associations I'm talking about, MAN, RIFAN, and the rest, all groups, the Asiwaju Farmers Forum, which has been a foundation of this data itself, and cooperatives like the Nigerian Farmers Group and Co., mobilizing to deliver farmers across the country for Asiwaju, because we are an Agbado nation. The yellow gold must become a foundation of our own growth and development, and not just the yellow gold, the black gold. Black gold is crude oil, but the black gold I'm talking about is black soup. See as I talk about black soup. Look, Chinese eats frog. Chinese export clay. So who says that charcoal cannot become black gold, where the woods will burn, and even our own coal and all that matters to this economy becomes a factor in the development of our people? Who say no go happen? So if you pop up, if you scroll up, you see, as you're scrolling up, you see that we are doing this. Now, it's a mandate. A mandate is a directive. A mandate is an understanding from the people who believe that, yes, I believe in this vision. And I always tell people, I said, look, nobody should tell you that men should not drive vision. Men drive nation. Men drive growth. Men drive development. Karl Marx is a visionary. And so we look at communism today and socialism, and you want to talk about Karl Marx, the godfather of communism and socialism. John Maynard Keynes, talk about Keynesianism. Lenin, Vladimir Lenin, is a legend of the Russian Revolution as well as the Russian nationalism. So when we talk about people like Asiwaju, when we talk about people like Shettima, we're looking at visionary leadership, an involvement into a system for nationalism and national growth. So what we are doing is, look, from understanding the manifesto, to understanding the Agbado revolution, to understanding in the localization of the Nigerian economy, to understanding rural infrastructure, to understanding grain reserve, to understanding irrigation, to understanding low cheap funding for farmers, long-term funding for farmers, National Farming Association, groups and cooperatives, and are mandating their zonal leaders across the country to do what? To go out and mandate their state leaders. On your mandate we shall stand. Mandate their state leaders. And then from there do what? Mandate the local government leaders. And do what? Mandate the ward leaders. And also, from there you mandate the polling unit leaders. And what are you telling them to do? The vision to grow this country from within is now. The capacity to grow this country from within is available with Asiwaju and Shettima. The ability to make that happen is in the hands of farmers. So you see, national associations, zonal leaders who are members of the national association, state and zonal leaders, state leaders who are responsible, who answer to the zonal leaders and also part of the national association, local government and ward and polling unit leaders who answer to the state leaders that are part of the national leaders, that are responsible to the national leaders and also part of the associations, will become the core of the drivers of mobilization that is unique across this country. Now, when you scroll up, you see what we have already achieved across the country. Look at this. You see, I always talk about the beauty of rural mobilization. Scroll up. This is Benue State. Benue State, as we speak, has 15,200, and as at 23rd of December, 15,250 farmers who are going out to go and give Asiwaju on the average of 15 voters per person. You have Kaduna, 14,402. You have Gombe, 14,206. You have Kwara, 12,702. You have Niger. Yes, you have Niger, 11,000. No, I think Niger, this is Kwara, is 14,097. Niger, 12,721. Kogi, 11,916. Ekiti, 11,672. Rivers, 10,864. Taraba, 8,749. Sokoto, 8,191. You see these as leading the 10 leading states across the country. These are farmers from every rural community. Most of these ones don't watch channels or TVC. You know, I often say this. Recently, there's a program we're trying to run, and then it is clear that NTA has wider coverage than channels or TVC or Arise. And so the noise you see them make on Arise with those bombos who never talk about SPVs, but always talk about when Asiwaju is having one or two small challenges. Those are not the voters. The voters are in rural Nigeria. And these are the voters. So you can scroll up. When you scroll up, you see that across the geopolitical spread, we are covered. We are covered from the north central zone that has currently over 63,000 farmers mobilized to get at least 25 people to the vote. To the northwest, where we have 36,900 voters. To the northeast, where you have 35,777 voters. To the southwest, where you have 32,472. South, 25,000 plus. Southeast, 5,000 plus. Now, this is how we win the election. This here is how we win the election. Asiwaju is going to win the north central. Asiwaju is going to win the northwest. Asiwaju is going to win the northeast. Asiwaju is going to win the north. Asiwaju is going to win the northwest, leaving us with the south and the southeast. And I can assure you that we are going to deliver 25% in the states we desire to achieve our 25% when it is time for us to deliver. Now, if you look at this clearly, you are saying the spread, the north central, the northeast, the northwest, the south-south, the southwest, the south-south, and the southeast. This is a representation of our capacity, not just as a directorate, the Agro Commodities Directorate, not just as various groups, Rifanman, and particularly the Asiwaju Farmers Forum that is primarily driving this data. Not just that, but speaking to the reality of the Nigerian situation. That is, it is time for the farmers to have a voice. It is time for the desires and the need of the farmer to become paramount in driving the national narrative, where the agrarian status of the Nigerian state becomes a vital component of our development. Not the time we say we'll be a technology country. We are not a technological country. We're a nation driven by farmers. So we should become a nation that sets up policy that focuses on farmers. Policies that drives farmers and takes them to the level where they become a major part of national development and growth. That is what we're going to. Now, you have seen a presentation. Now, take me quickly to the full database in Excel. The full database that speak to the farmers themselves, that speak to what we're able to achieve. This is a spread. Now, by the time you come down, please go Control N to go to the end of the page. Control N to go to the end of the page. You will see that. Please scroll up a little bit. Scroll up. Quick. Go scroll up. Control N to come to the end of the page. Yeah, you're interrupting with my this thing. Do you now? Control N. End of the page. Control N. Quickly. Control N. How Control N be issue? Control N. Control and end. You are selecting. You are not using mouse. Come to go back to before you start. Home. Control home. Yes. Yeah, so when just pop up. Now, so we are looking at the model, we're looking at the model data. Now, this is the home page. You see what we have been able to do to harvest data. We don't harvest data based on sentimental harvesting. We harvest data based on the reality. If you observe from the top, this data we started harvesting data on the 10th of September. Be very precise. On the 10th of September at 4:49 p.m. was when the first data hit from Buddha, Garba, Abdulmodu in Sokoto, Tangaza, Sokoto Central, Tangaza. That is the federal constituency of his residence. Registered polling ward, registered polling unit, brief history of his farm, his PVC, evidence of his PVC, brief association. Now, by the time you go back to the beginning, you are not only seeing timestamp, but you are seeing their names, their phone numbers. In the initial form, did not have phones, so this one has been corrected. Their states and all of the above. Now, Control N. By the time you go to Control N, you see the end of the data. This data is what? 201,000. 200. It's okay. Go back up. Scroll up. 201. Scroll up. Hey, go to the beginning. Beginning. Yes. Go to the beginning from their name. Click on any cell and then go to the exactly. Now you see their time. You can see the timestamp. First 18th. Go down. Now you are seeing first 2023. So the last I walk in my home go kill you there. Please let it be recorded. Next time I will scatter out your phone. Now you have first of 2023, 10/19/17. This is the last data that was entered. From where? Niger State, Borogu, Zone C, Nigeria. All scroll up. Please scroll up. All of the details of every farmer, all the way to their PVC. Now, please, let them see the PVC. You see the evidence of their PVC. These are farmers who are out there mobilizing for Asiwaju. Evidence of their commitment, evidence of their engagement from their senatorial district to their federal constituency to their state. So governors who want to look at what farmers are doing in their state can come here. We have the data. Senators can come here, we have the data. House of Rep member can come here, we have the data. The presidency, of course, we're doing this for Asiwaju, but every candidate in an election who understands what farmers means can come here, we have the data. Sorry, a little bit of Google is important, because also this is what we get from agriculture. Now, we have looked at the mother data. The next thing is to do what? Is to look at a state that reflects the reality of this data. So go to Katsina, for example. Now you go to the beginning of Katsina. Let's go to the beginning. The beginning from the name. See that this is, you can see what's happening. This is Katsina data. We have been able to arrange this data to reflect not just their entry points, their full names, their phone numbers, their state of residence, their local government, their senatorial districts, the federal constituency, their polling wards, the polling units, the PVCs, the associations. But we have been able to not just do this, but actually look at them by local government. So you know the local government that you're not performing, your mobilizers are not doing well. So swipe to the local government section, let them see them. Local government towards the other end, yes? Scroll up. You see this? These are their local government. And you see that the chart of their performance. Scroll up. Now, the local government in Katsina that has done very well is the Ngawa local government with 1,950 23. Now take that to just about 200. Make it 200. Make Ngawa 200. Ngawa. Click on Ngawa cell, yes. Click on it. Click on the Ngawa. Click on Ngawa cell, yes. Click on Ngawa now, the number 1,900, and then remove, make it to 200. Type 200 there. Yes, good. Enter. You see what it is done? The reason why you see Ngawa, the number, this chart was looking very abnormal, is because Ngawa is doing so well. But you see, most of the local government, there's no local government in Katsina State that will not have close over 100. Most of the local government have over 100 mobilizers. Yes. Now that is just the beginning. What we intend to do is before the election is set, every local government in Katsina is going to have over 500 farmers who are mobilizing for Asiwaju. Please get it back to the original data. I don't want to alter the data. Good, that is good. Because the guy dropped for everybody. Now, when you see what you are doing, you're saying that we can actually go. Please go scroll. No, continue to the beginning of the page. I want to go to the beginning of the page where the timestamp from the timestamp here. We can call any one of these farmers at any time, appreciate him, thank him, support him, make his activities easier. That will make it possible for him to go out. Most of these farmers, particularly the women, are going to do more than 25 people, take more than 25 people to the poll. We are not just saying this. We are not on social media ranting. We are actually doing it. And for anybody who doubt this data, come to the Asiwaju Commodities Directorate of the Presidential Campaign Council and see this data that is there for us to see. Now, from this, let us move to what we are doing for all of Nigerian farmers. Go to Chrome. For all of Nigerian farmers, you see, we are creating something quite unique for all of Nigerian farmers. Because the Nigerian farmers have what we call individual database. It is time for us to have a national database. What we have here, what we are developing here, nobody in this country, as we speak, have this data. How many of us, yes, like I said, we have minute database of farmers based on their associations, based on their groups, based on their cooperatives, but who has them based on the entire national farmers? Look, democracy is all about lobbying. It is time that farmers begin to lobby for what they need, for what they deserve. It gets me, I get spooky, I get annoyed when you begin to treat the farmers' challenge as though the farmer is not doing enough. Majority of those people who went into agriculture, because Baba already said, go into farming, are currently struggling with debt, struggling with challenges, struggling with funding, struggling with infrastructure. So when we talk about the National Farmers Database, we're talking about, let us document those we have. Hand this over to the Asiwaju Shettima team and say, look, we have supported you as a candidate. It is time for you to make it happen for us as farmers. And you spoke about Agbado long before you campaign. You spoke about cassava long before you campaign. You spoke about deploying our youth into the field long before you campaign. You spoke about making Nigeria work with regards to development in rural in agricultural infrastructure and rural infrastructure long before you became you campaign. Now that you have become president, because farmers will make you president, what is it that you're putting on the table? And this database makes it easier. So let us make it a little bit easier. I am from Victor. I am from Nasarawa State, isn't it? Or even though some people will stone me for saying that word. Yeah, I'm originally from Delta State, but I'm not a son of Gati, Kokona local government in Nasarawa State. Now, let us go to my state. Where's my state? Nasarawa. Go to Nasarawa. Click on Nasarawa State. Now, Nasarawa State. Go to my local government, Kokona. Kokona, yes. Go to Kokona. Go to my political ward. Haderi ward. Scroll down. Where's Haderi ward? Are they still editing it? Okay, probably. So go to Garuku, don't worry. Go to, I think they're still working on it. Go to Garuku. Now go to the polling unit. Click. Okay, good. They're editing it. Now let's pick another state. Go to Lagos. Click on Lagos. Delta. Lagos, yes. Go local government. Refresh. You have to refresh the page. Now, the Kebbi state and a little part of one or two other states their data have not been completed. So what we are doing is to update those data. So let's try again. Come back to let's try Nasarawa State again. Scroll down. Let's see if we are lucky this time. If we are not lucky, we'll go to Kebbi State. We'll go to yes, Nasarawa. Yes, Kokona. Okay, good. No, let's go to your local government. Let's go to you. You are from Kebbi, Zuru. If therefore it will cause confusion, cause quarrel. Go to Kebbi State. Where's Kebbi State? Yes. Go to local government. Which one is the local government? Zuru. Scroll down to Zuru. Zuru, yes. Go to okay. Which one is your polling unit?
My word.
Your word. Senchi. Ah, your name is Abdullah Senchi. Ah, Abdullah. So, now your local government is the name you. So which one is your polling unit?
Second one.
Second one. Tiba, is it okay? Second one. You see, what we have done is that Abdullah Senchi from Kebbi State, from Zulu local government. Don't go there yet. We're going to talk about it. From Zulu local government, from Sanchi political ward, in Sanchi primary school polling unit. Every one of its formation is here. Whatever an INEC has, we have. And that is why when this place become a data collation center for APC votes by 25th, you are going to love being here. Because all of our farmers in every ward will be giving us the vote from their polling unit. Before people upload, Asiwaju Shettima, AGRO Commodities Directorate in the PCC, and the Asiwaju Farmers Forum, we have that available. So Sanchi is which family group do you belong to? So click on the yes. All of the major farmers associated here: okra, coffee, shea butter, soya beans, cattle breeders, jatropha, banana, poultry. All of them are documented here. So you as a national leader, you as national ESCO, you are going to bring your data. We have them here. We are going to give you this page. You will upload them. So when we need a national policy on timber, or we need a national policy on charcoal, or we need a national policy on rice, we need a national policy on okra, we need a national policy on bamboo, we will go to Asiwaju and say, look, across this country, there are 500,000 farmers in the Charcoal Producers Association. We want a policy for them. We want charcoal to become a source of revenue. We want charcoal to become a source of part of national development. But in your case, it's Asiwaju Farmers Forum. Scroll up. Go Asiwaju. Where is it? Go and click on it. Now, we're also going to go to Asiwaju and say, look, Asiwaju Farmers Forum is your pet project. You mandated us to go and get farmers ready for your campaign. We have done that. These farmers want you to perform. You have promised you're going to perform. You have signed a contract to the farmers to say, look, give me the presidency. I will give you rural infrastructure. Give me the presidency. I will give you sheep funds. Give me the presidency. I will give you grain reserve. Give me the presidency. I will give you irrigation services. Give me the presidency. I will give you zones across agricultural hubs. Give me the presidency. And I will give you what Mr. Retson A Tedheke has done in Nasarawa, in Gati, the Nigerian Farmers Group, a model, the Kubit model in Israel, a model, a rural model, not just a rural model, a farm settlement model, where Nigerians can go and train, become better, become effective, become productive, and then they can go and train more rural Nigerians. So give me the votes and I will deliver this for you. So we are going to go before him and say, Baba, I want here, now your children be this. Now we our locum. No, it's not a me locum alone. It is our locum. Yes, since you have come, our locum, we have come to you. Farmers needs to be taken care of, and we will do it. The entire premise of our presentation today is to show to you what farmers are doing across the country. We are not talking for the sake of talking. We are talking because it is important for you to understand that something unique is happening. And on this sheet, you can look at this. Is The National Fruits Sellers Association of Nigeria, an association with more than 26 million members across the country. Their national president is sitting in front of you. Their national president, Alhaji Ibrahim Abdullahi, is sitting in front of you. This is Amina Anebi. You are who?
Women leader.
Chair lady of where?
The same as
of this association. These are fruit sellers. Fruit sellers are a major component of the farmer structure across the country. You know what we're saying to you? What we're saying is this. We're driving a national narrative, a national progressive narrative for farmers to become the foundation of the Nigerian National Development Project. And farmers know, forget the talk. Somebody say, if people talk about the future of their children, the future of our children is sustained by what Asiwaju has on the table. It is time to not only sell the message, not only drive the message, but to make this country work for the greater good of our people, for the greater good of our country. You know, when I'm drinking, what do you call this drink? This is a black bull. I always ask myself that, why is it that black bull cannot become Gate bull? It is time for us to make this in Nigeria. Drink Nigeria, work Nigeria, live Nigeria. In one of our Asiwaju's colloquium, he said, it is time to eat Nigeria. And agriculture will make it possible to ensure that while we produce to feed Nigeria and we eat to eat Nigeria, we will always develop to make Nigeria better.
And
so,
can I say something?
Thank you for giving us the time. Thank you for participating. You wanted to say something so that you close it quickly.
Okay, what I want to say is this. When you're talking about the drink, by the time we are well taken care of, there won't be importation of juice. A lot of our products can be food and medicine, which will help us a lot in the nation.
Importation kills the economy. Productivity develops the economy. The Americans fight the Chinese to tell them, please don't devalue. They come to Nigeria and say, devalue. You know why? Because we are not productive.
Yes.
So they force us to devalue. Because the Chinese are productive, they don't want China to devalue.
Yes.
When we become more productive, America will be afraid of devaluation. When we don't devalue, the value of the Naira will be better. If you're importing everything, Naira cannot come down. The value of Naira cannot become better. Dollar will always keep rising. So if you like, shout. If you like, pray. If you like, call God. Your problem, God no go solve. Now we, one day, go solve. But for now, go out, mobilize, get farmers to support Asiwaju. And what is coming is going to be viable for the future of your kids and that of mine.